Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into something huge, the next great gold rush. And no, it's not happening somewhere on Earth, it's in the final frontier. We are talking about space mining.
And that quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly sets the stage for what we're about to get into. See, this isn't just a new industry we're talking about, it's a whole new frontier. And that means, well, it means massive opportunity, but also a ton of danger.
So why the big rush? It all boils down to one simple, massive number: trillions. We're talking trillions of dollars. That's the estimated value of all the rare metals and resources just sitting there, locked away in nearby asteroids and on the moon. A prize so unbelievably huge it could literally reshape our entire global economy.
But a prize like that, it forces us to ask a really tough question, and it's the core of what we're digging into today. Is this incredible new wealth going to be a leap forward for all of us, for all of humanity? Or is it just going to be a scramble for corporate greed, creating a new Gilded Age, but this time among the stars?
Okay, so to really get our heads around this cosmic dilemma, we've got to meet the people at the heart of it all. Let's call them the key players, because honestly, the choices they make are going to shape our future out there. First up, you've got the entrepreneur. Picture a classic visionary CEO, right? They're in this high-stakes race against the clock, against all their rivals, just trying to be the first to stake a claim on some mineral-rich asteroid. For them, it is all about speed, and it is all about profit. And then, in the complete opposite corner, you have the scientist. They look up at the stars and they don't see dollar signs. They see a giant, incredible laboratory. Their mission? It's all about knowledge, about preservation, and making sure we explore space in a sustainable way, not just chasing a quick payday.
Then there's the politician, and boy, are they caught in a tough spot. They're stuck in the middle, trying to juggle this immense pressure from corporations who want to move fast versus the need for international treaties to make sure this whole thing doesn't just descend into chaos. It's a constant battle between national interest and global order.
And finally, let's not forget the person on the absolute front lines, the worker. They're the ones actually out there, in the suit, in the harsh, unforgiving vacuum of space. They are facing life and death dangers firsthand, while all these big decisions get made light years away.
So you've got all these people with totally different goals, all pulling in different directions. How does this all play out? Well, it all comes down to a series of incredibly tough, high-stakes decisions.
All right, put yourself in the entrepreneur's shoes for a second. It's a constant gamble. Do you play it safe, go for a nearby asteroid for a guaranteed but kind of modest profit? Or do you risk everything, the mission, the money, the lives, for that one distant platinum-rich rock that can make you a trillionaire? What would you do? Now, the scientist faces a totally different kind of conflict, a real conundrum. Let's say there's a new technology that can extract resources super fast, which is great for the bottom line, but it might literally destabilize the asteroid itself. Do you support that? Or do you insist on the slower, more careful methods that protect the celestial body for future study, even if it costs more?
And the politician? They literally hold the future of space law in their hands. Do you let it all become a Wild West where any corporation can just plant a flag and claim whatever they find? Or do you fight to uphold treaties that define space as a global commons, a resource that belongs to all of humanity?
And while everyone else is debating strategy and ethics, the workers' reality is just far more immediate. We're talking about facing down sudden radiation storms, dealing with critical oxygen shortages, the constant threat of being replaced by a robot, and, of course, the ever-present risk of a fatal accident. For them, every single shift is a life-or-death decision. And the dilemmas? They get even more intense. So get this. Imagine you find an asteroid rich in water ice. Now, water is the absolute key to colonizing space. So if you're the entrepreneur, do you sell it to the highest bidder for a massive profit? Or do you feel a duty to preserve it for all of humanity? And what happens when the competition turns dirty? A rival corporation straight up sabotages your multi-billion-dollar mining operation. What do? Do you retaliate, risking an escalation that could lead to the first ever war in space? Or do you try diplomacy and risk losing your competitive advantage, maybe even your whole company?
And then there's the ultimate ethical test. A tragic accident kills a worker. You know that if that news gets out, it will tank your stock price. Do you cover it up, or do you admit what happened and risk total financial ruin? This is where the cold, hard profit motive collides head-on with human life.
You see, the sum of all these individual choices,
They don't just affect one company or one person. They're actually steering all of humanity down one of two starkly different paths.
In the first future, Path 1, we get it right. Collaboration and foresight win out. The scientists' caution is listened to, the politicians' diplomacy actually succeeds, and the workers' rights are respected. In this future, space becomes a resource that truly benefits everyone on Earth, fueling a whole new era of prosperity.
But then, there's the other path. And if unchecked ambition wins, the future is much darker. Space becomes that new Wild West, lawless and chaotic. A battleground for corporate and national interests that leads to staggering inequality, conflict, and, well, disaster.
But here's the thing you have to remember. Neither of these futures is set in stone. The path we actually take is being forged right now by the choices we're all making today.
Which brings us right back to that final provocative question. As we stand on the brink of this new frontier, the choice is still ours to make. Will we build a future for all, or will we just create riches for a select few? What are we going to choose?